Hello, we'd like to welcome you all to the first ever video conference at the USLC Media Summit with short track speed skaters. We're really excited to be a part of this. We appreciate the USLC accommodating our skaters who are participating in Marquette at the short track trials so they can participate in this conference at this time. I'm going to turn the time over to Linda Jager. She'll be my PR assistant for short track during the Olympic Games in Vancouver. Linda?
Good afternoon, Perry, and good morning in Chicago, and hello from Marquette, where we've just finished day 2 of the U.S. Olympic team trials for short track speed skating. As we get started this morning, I'd like to introduce our participating athletes, and they will each have an opportunity to give you their reaction to competition so far this week and a look ahead to the rest of the season. So starting from my left, we have Celski, who's the 2009 second place overall world champion in short track, Kimberly Derrick, 2006 Olympian, Apolo Anton Ohno, 2-time Olympian, Allison Baver, 2-time Olympian, and Kimberly Derrick, 2-time national champion. I'm sorry, Katherine Reutter. I apologize. JR, let's get started with you.
Hello, I'm JR Celski. I'm from Federal Way, Washington. I'm very excited to be here. This is my first short track Olympic trials, and I'm just out here having fun and just trying to do my best out here to make the team, and I'm very excited to see everybody skating well. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Derrick. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. It's great to be in competition again. It was a long summer of training. Competition's going well so far for pretty much everyone on the national team, and it's great to be here.
I'm Apolo Anton Ohno. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and this is my, 98, 2002. This is my 4th Olympic trials, and it's going well so far.
Hi, I'm Allison Baver from Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, and I am just so thankful to be racing here at the Olympic trials this week. That's all.
Hi, I'm Katherine Reutter. This is my second Olympic trials, and I'm thankful that I made the top 16 this time around, and I'm glad that everyone on my team is having a good competition so far.
Okay. Perry, let's toss it back to you for some questions.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Katherine was actually 17th place during the last Olympic trials, just barely missing the cutoff to participate in the trials. So we're glad she's in the top 16. She's one of our great skaters. We're going to ask the press. We'd prefer it if you could come up toward the stage and turn toward the cameras so the athletes can see you. I know the media doesn't always like to be on camera, but they can see who they're talking to. Not necessary, but we'd appreciate it. And we're going to open the floor to questions at this time. Yes. Just bring you the mic. The back camera's right there.
Hi, John Powers, Boston Globe for Apolo. How strange is it to have these trials basically Labor Day week, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of having it now as opposed to in December?
That's a good question. First of all, our trials normally are held in December, and the games obviously are in February. So to push them this early in September is a big change, I think, for all the athletes. Myself especially, I'm not used to racing in September, but some of the positive things are we're going to have our Olympic team selected very early so that we can focus on the Olympic Games in February. The disadvantages are some guys skate very, very well early in the season, and we just want to make sure that we pick the absolute best and strongest team for the games in February. I always relate it to like the Tour de France. If they picked your team for the Tour de France, 6 months before the tour, and had a trials, it may be a totally different outcome rather than the guys who actually compete when the time is near.
Yes.
Brian Gomez with the Colorado Springs Gazette. For Apolo, there's been a lot of talk about you competing so close to home, and what kind of pressure has that put on you? And once you step out on the ice, will that sort of dissipate, and will it just kind of be like a normal meet?
I don't think it's going to be a normal meet by any means, but the 2010 Olympic Games, they're going to come a step at a time. Right now we're all focused on making the Olympic team and making sure we can qualify all of our individual distances, and then we move on to the World Cups. But having them, in my backyard is unbelievable, and that's part of the reason why I decided to stay on and skate post 2006 was that the games are literally 3 hours from my house. So the pressures I think mounting on my shoulders are, there's nothing more than the ones that I place upon myself. So there's no added pressure.
This is Mike Dodd from USA Today for Allison. Could you tell us a little bit about how you broke your leg, the rehab, and if you feel you're 100% back, how did it feel to be back on the ice this week? Thank you.
Sure, thanks a lot. I broke my leg in Bulgaria while making a pass in the 1500 meter final, and it was a really hard rehab and recovery for me. I had to be non-weight bearing for 2.5 months, so my leg basically looked like a twig for a while, and I had to rehab that from being able to stand in the shower again and being on the ice here racing last night. So it's been quite a challenge to be able to compete at this level this week, and I'm just really happy that I've been able to have the opportunity to do that.
Yes, over here in the front.
John Meyer, Denver Post, again for Allison. If I'm not mistaken, you were 5th and 2nd so far at the trials. Could you talk about how the trials are going for you?
I actually got the flu the 2 nights before the first day of racing, which my first day of competition, I kind of wasn't myself, but last night I raced the 500 meter and the 1500 meter. The 500 meter was an event that I was not, it was one of those things where I wish the trials was in December, because I could have used a lot more time to strengthen my leg and, going fast, and the impact of the start it was the first time I was doing that last night at that capacity. So I was not sure how it was going to respond, but I was actually really strong in the 500 meter and had some really good starts. I kind of surprised myself a bit, and I came out with a 2nd place finish in the 1500 meter, which I was very happy with as well, because I worked really hard. So far it's going well, but the competition is really, it's a long event, and anything can happen for any skater. So all you can do is try your best.
Yes, in the back here.
Charles Bell with the National Newspaper Publishers Association. Apolo, I'm sorry to have put you on the spot again, but you seem to be the senior veteran there. What does the team look like to you versus the last Olympics, and who will be the strongest competition against your team countrywide? Thank you.
Well, I think the main difference between the 2010 Olympic team, but you got to take in consideration also that our trials are not finished yet, so our team is not fully selected. But the way that the competition has been rolling and the way that the races have been going, I can tell you that the team selected for both the men's and the women's side will probably be the strongest team in the history of speed skating. And I can say that having competed in 98 and 2002 and 2006 on those Olympic trials, and seeing the teams that were selected, this will be the strongest team, and perhaps probably one of the youngest teams as well. In terms of competition, I think we're going to have competition from the United States, from Canada, from China, from Japan, obviously from South Korea. I guess short track is a sport where it has evolved so much since kind of the breakthrough year in 2002 that many more countries now kind of know how to skate, they know how to race, and everybody can skate fast now. So you're going to see, I think you're going to see star athletes from every single country.
Front here.